Back here in the U.S. tonight, into the Boston area murder case that made national headlines, the mistrial and the murder of a Boston police officer. His girlfriend, Karen Read, now facing a second trial, charged again. Tonight, her version of the events as they unfolded that night. Later tonight, the 2-hour 2020. Here's Matt Gutman with a first look.
It was the high-profile murder trial that captivated millions and divided a tight-knit Massachusetts suburb.
Justice for JJ!
And now, for the first time, Karen Read, accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, is giving her full version of events that night.
Would you say that you were angry with John that night?
Yes.
Could you have been angry enough and slightly drunk because he had annoyed you that in the fit of rage you just backed up? And
Never.
Prosecutors accusing then 41-year-old Read of hitting her boyfriend, police officer John O'Keefe, with her SUV in 2022 after a night of drinking, and then leaving him to die in the snow. Read says she last saw John after dropping him off at an after-party at a home on Fairview Road. She says she awoke in the middle of the night and he wasn't home.
Now I have an immense sense of dread, like a fright in me that I have not experienced before.
Investigators finding pieces of a taillight they say is from Read's car at the crime scene. Read was later charged with second-degree murder and pleaded not guilty. ABC News granted exclusive access behind the scenes as Read prepared for her trial.
Hiding out like this, you just watch the world pass you by and you're going through the motions, pun intended, and but you know it could all end. I could be convicted.
Read's defense team arguing in hearings that the injuries on John O'Keefe's body were not consistent with him being hit by a car. They claimed she was framed.
There are people in that house that are actually responsible for his death.
The prosecution insisting that no one at the party had anything to do with O'Keefe's death, saying he never even entered the Fairview Road home, and they denied that Read was being framed.
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
But after 29 days, the jury deadlocked. And David, despite that mistrial, Karen Read's legal woes are far from over. She faces those murder charges again in a retrial set for January of 2025. And in civil court, she faces a wrongful death suit brought against her by John O'Keefe's family. David.
All right, Matt Gutman with us tonight. Matt, thank you. Matt's full interview with Karen Read on 2020, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC. In the meantime, when we come back tonight, just in this evening, news involving Boeing's troubled Starliner spacecraft. It has now just left the International Space Station, and it has left behind the American astronauts. So when and how will they get home? And tonight we remember a music legend. You'll definitely know his singular sound.